Hey y'all, how y'all doing? So, I know that I said that the word of the day was patience, but tonight I want to talk about something different. Um, this week or this past week was very interesting for me and my family, and one thing that we talked about or a recurring theme that popped up was loving people from afar. So, tonight I just want to discuss some things that you know that we say that we do but we really don't do. So I just wanted to share with you, I reached out to some individuals in my family that I don't talk to normally, and I told them that I wanted to change that. I wanted to stay connected, you know and some of the conversations went well. Others didn't go so well, but at least we tried. Um, but like I said, one thing that was talked about, not just between my family, but um, with friends as well, was loving people from afar. So, let's just talk a little bit about what that looks like. You know, so um, each of these lessons were taught or told to me by individuals that were younger. So it kind of surprised me that, my elders weren't as receptive to this idea. But I talked to my younger cousin, and we briefly talked about a situation between her and my brother that drove her to not reach out to him anymore. And she ended the conversation with, we just sometimes we just gotta love people from afar. And you know, it made me really, think about how we choose to love people from afar, because we say we're gonna pray for people that are dealing with certain addictions, and we say that we're gonna reach out when they are you know in a better headspace. But we don't ever know. Like, our time on this earth is short, and we just think that we have time to make amends, but we don't. And I just wanted to share a story with my uncle, who um, played a part in raising me and my brother. My mother, she was a single parent that couldn't be around all the time. She had to work a lot. She worked two jobs at times. And of course, raising us was her third job. So it was like balancing, a lot, and, not always having money for uh, babysitters really just made it difficult to, just be around. So um, my uncle, he kind of sort of helped raise us. We live with him and my aunt Felicia. Um, And I can say that now because we're not talking anymore. So, it's not like she's gonna see this, but he was a very bad man, to say the least. Like, my brother and I really bonded over some traumatic experiences, and I can say for myself that I definitely resented my aunt for that. She wasn't always around herself to watch us. So, my uncle was the one to raise us, and it was very, very, very rough, you know. So, just a little backstory: my uncle's from Arkansas, and he brought down some very animalistic um, styles of, I can't even say parenting. It wasn't parenting, but it was discipline. Um, and that in turn made me, just a gentle giant, a very gentle giant, because I didn't like loud noises. I didn't like disturbing the peace. But when he came home, from whatever that he did throughout the day, um, he disturbed our peace, and you know, being older now, um, I could say a few years ago he came down from Montana, which was where he was currently living. He came down from Montana and he tried to make amends with us. And you know, being an adult and having to forgive and you know try to love someone that hurt you is very difficult. But I called myself loving him from afar. And what did that mean for me? I would reach out, and try to connect with him, but he never reached out to me. I would ask him about my cousins, and he wouldn't know what they were doing. But as a man, it was real difficult, trying to be the bigger man in the situation, and ultimately teach a grown man how to raise a child. But I called myself loving from afar, and that in turn hardened my heart. It made me tougher in the sense that I knew that I didn't want to be like that. I knew that I had to fix my relationship with God because I hated him for that. I hated that he allowed that to happen to my brother and I. But you know, they say everything happens for a reason. So you know, but I hated the fact that my mother couldn't be around for us. I hated the fact that my father couldn't be around for us. But as my cousins say, sometimes we gotta love each other from afar. So I could say at 28 years old, I'm doing my best to love everybody from afar, but today I didn't have it in me. Didn't. So that's all I got for y'all.